Good evening, old school Texas Tech. Hope everyone is doing well. I spent most of today. I watched the Army Navy game, which was a really great game. Congratulations once again to Navy. Great season for both of those service academies. And it's just an exciting time for both those teams. I think as a country, we can all agree to be proud of both of those football teams and those institutions. All right. But I've been covering Army Navy, been talking about the Celebration Bowl and the teams involved, and then even the Veterans Bowl tonight. But now I get to talk about what I really want to talk about, which is Texas Tech football. And I've seen all the names and everything in the portal that keep showing up all over social media. And frankly, it got to a point where I couldn't even keep up with it. Then I saw some news come out, unfortunate news come out today or within the last 24 hours on Behren Morton. So I spent just a couple hours tonight kind of going through all my normal sources for Texas Tech football just to try to get my arms wrapped around it. So this is just kind of an update of where we are as a program to the best of my knowledge on December 14th, 2024 at about 9:33 Ecuadorian, 9:32 Ecuadorian time, which is right now is like East Coast time. All right, so I'm going to start with what I know about the Liberty Bowl. And I really don't know a lot about Arkansas yet. Jordan and I are going to definitely do a preview of that game, and so I'll have more information about Arkansas. I know there's a lot going on there with transferring. I hope we don't get into some sort of strange situation like what happened with Marshall. Where where so many of the players transferred that actually Army had to get a new opponent for the bowl in Shreveport that we played in last year, the Independence Bowl, and actually that will be Sonny Cumbie and Louisiana Tech. I kind of hope that doesn't happen because I like the Texas Tech Arkansas matchup in Memphis. Okay, so obviously the big news, and this is all of us, no matter who you think is the better quarterback, and I know at least with fans, there's some argument between Will Hammond and Behren Morton. No matter where you are on that, I think we can all agree. We wish Behren Morton a quick recovery. He has given a lot to our program. I mean, what he did last year, it was heroic, playing through basically two shoulder injuries to get us to a bowl game, get us to the postseason. He's played his heart out for us, and so we hope that he gets better quickly. I think he's still got a bright future at Tech, and I hope that he's a big part of the program next year. So Will Hammond will start at the Liberty Bowl. What I have heard, and I'll tell you actually who I heard it from. It was from Chris Level. Is that the likely quarterback depth chart for the Liberty Bowl with Behren Morton out will be Will Hammond as the starter, obviously. Even though Jake Strong is going to enter the portal, or maybe he already has, I'm not 100% sure how that works. And I know that there are actually some changes coming up, regarding the portal. A lot of this stuff is going to change in the future. But anyway, Jake Strong, from my understanding, is he will be the backup quarterback. Joey McGuire, Coach McGuire, is one of the coaches that allows players who are in the portal to actually play in the bowl game. So my understanding is, as it stands right now, Jake Strong will be the backup quarterback in the bowl game. We all remember him. He had a couple rough outings as a true freshman. I didn't really think it was all the criticism was fair, but and I hope he has a good future wherever he goes. And if he gets a chance to play in the Liberty Bowl, I hope he plays well. The third string quarterback will be Jalen Conyers. And what I also heard is that during the game, there is going to be he's going to be utilized at the quarterback position quite a bit in like different wildcat type formations, and he's not just going to be like a third string emergency guy. They actually plan to actively use him in the game more than usual, is what I'm hearing. Anyway, so that's what I've got on the Liberty Bowl right now. We'll have a lot more on that on this channel. Jordan and I will do a complete preview of that game, and I will start to study Arkansas more. I know they went 6-6 in the very difficult SEC. All right, so now I'm going to go to what I know about all of this portal stuff, because I wanted to really get my arms wrapped around it as best as possible. If you guys have any additional information, please put it in the YouTube comments. I would like to know, but I spent some time on this tonight, and I think this is where we are right now. And so I'm just going to kind of start. I'm not going to do it in the order that they committed to Texas Tech, whatever a commitment means right now in college football. But I'm just going to kind of go from the players in the order that I researched them. All right, so we have picked up a defensive tackle from Northern Illinois, Skylar Gill Howard, I believe is his name. He got a ton of Power 4 offers, some really big names in there, including LSU. And I tried to get him. There were some other big names too. Anyway, apparently he creates a lot of havoc. I haven't watched any film on him. He's undersized, but nobody seems to care. This seems like it's a really big get for Texas Tech. I cannot wait to see what a guy like Jacob Rodriguez and a guy like Ben Roberts, assuming that it looks like Jacob Rodriguez and Ben Roberts will both be on the team next year. I can't imagine what those guys will do with a high quality defensive tackle in front of them. That's going to make a really big difference for us next year. And apparently this guy can play, and there's a lot of excitement around the program around him. All right, so good deal there. Reggie Virgil, wide receiver, Miami of Ohio, 6'4", 190, speed and size. 41 receptions last year, 816 yards, 9 touchdowns. He's expected to come in and produce immediately. While I was researching Reggie Virgil, I saw some guys from like OU and Texas, like, how is Texas Tech doing this, with like a question mark. And the irony of all of that is just hilarious to me, and I'm enjoying it for sure, as I know a lot of people are. And by the way, I'm not getting into the years of eligibility that these players have left, because first of all, there's some question mark on some of them. There's some question marks on some of them, and in this era, who knows how long they'll actually be at the season, be with the program. So I just think we'll take it, right now it's probably, with everything going on, we'll just kind of look at it year by year. Also, there is a group out there. I believe it is, I don't know if it was, I think it's On3 or 24/7. I don't know. It's one of those rating agencies actually has us right now, as of tonight, as the number 1 ranked team in the portal, in terms of the portal recruiting. So I don't know how long that will last, and I don't put a whole lot of stock into it, but it's obvious we're doing very, very well. All right, so third player I want to talk about, a guy named Bryce Pollock. He is, to my knowledge, he is the only one. Yeah, he's the only one that is coming from a Power 4 program. He's coming from Mississippi State. He is a top 5 corner in the portal, 6'2". He is a very good football player. Had a lot of production with Mississippi State. He is very close with Darcel McBath. Obviously, those of us who are old school Texas Tech fans, we know Darcel McBath well. Darcel McBath has been serving in an administrative role for Texas Tech. There is definitely more than a little bit of speculation that he could be the secondary coach under our new defensive coordinator, although we will not know that for sure for probably at least a few weeks here. Okay, so we've got those three. I'm going to move over to Hunter Zambrano from Illinois State, one of the top linemen in the portal, 6'5", 300 pounds. I originally, when he first signed with us and I saw the information on him, I thought he was a tackle. He's actually a guard. That's a big guard. He's likely going to play guard for Tech, but certainly he's big enough to play tackle. Just absolutely huge for us to get a player like this, to get a big offensive lineman as our younger players begins to start to really develop behind guys like him. And I could, out of all the pickups, I just value the offensive line so much. This is going to be this. I think this pickup of Hunter Zambrano from Illinois State is going to be huge for us. All right. I believe his name is pronounced Dante Belfour. I don't think I'm going to have any trouble pronouncing his name after a game or two next year. This guy can play. He started at North Carolina, moved over to Charlotte. So this is his third stop. I know that upsets a lot of people, but unfortunately, that's the world of college football right now. He's 6'2", 180. He actually he had 11 pass breakups this year in 24, and then he broke the school record the year before, 2022, 18 pass breakups in 23. So this guy's a really good cover corner. He was actually on I think it was the Thorpe watch list. So very good corner, and with the way the secondary played this year, picking up him and Pollock, they're just huge. And then on top of that is the sixth player that we picked up, and I believe it's Cole Wisniewski, and I have a feeling I'm gonna know his name. I'm going to know how to pronounce his name pretty well after a game or two next season as well. This guy was an All-American at North Dakota State. We all know what a high-quality program that is. 6'4", 218 pounds, 88 tackles last year, 50 solo, 38 assists, 8 interceptions, and 1 returned for a touchdown. Okay, so that's the 6 players that we have right now. And so, through all these sources that I've sort of combed through tonight, this is just the beginning. Obviously, it's probably, a good part of the core, but apparently this is just the beginning of whatever's going on here. I mean, this is truly remarkable. If you've been a Texas Tech fan for a long time, these are obviously very different times with the transfer portal and NIL, but those of us, I went to Tech 99 through 2003. This is a pretty big deal for our program, for our football program so far, and apparently there's a lot more to come, which is amazing. One of the names that I'm hearing today, and I've heard various names, some of them have come to fruition, some of them have not. Over the last, whenever all this started, whenever the transfer portal opened back. But a name that I'm hearing that Tech is very much in the market for is a guy by the name of Lee Hunter, a defensive tackle out of Central Florida. Apparently, they have some interest in pairing him up with Skylar Gill-Howard. He has more size than Howard. And apparently he's a really good football player. I don't remember him that much from playing Central Florida last year, but apparently he's going to have a lot of offers, including he's going to have an offer from Texas Tech, and apparently Texas Tech is prepared to pursue him with great zeal. Let's say great zeal. Okay. All right, so what I'm hearing is that we should hear something relatively soon. Nobody knows for sure, but there are apparently a lot of players visiting campus. We should hear something relatively soon about a tackle. From what I understand is it will probably end up being our starting left tackle. That's what I originally thought we had with Hunter Zambrano, but apparently they have somebody else in mind, which is remarkable. I mean, so if we've got a guy that's got that kind of size and that kind of experience as Zambrano coming in at left tackle. That's going to be a game changer for the Texas Tech offense and a running game and our ability to throw the ball downfield. Definitely, they've got several targets in terms of edge rushers, something that we desperately need, and another defensive tackle, and that defensive tackle could be Lee Hunter from UCF. Keep an eye on him, but it might not be. We don't know for sure. And then I'm also hearing we're pretty close on a really good kicker. So that's what I know now. I also know they want to pick up a younger quarterback because Jake Strong, after the bowl game, apparently he's gone. So they'd like to pick up another younger quarterback. The freshman that we had that came in that signed in the high school recruiting class has got some injuries. Obviously, Baron Morton is going to miss time in the spring, and so you're going to have Will Hammond, and they want to bring in another quarterback, maybe somebody who's at least has a couple 2 or 3 years of eligibility left, something like that. I understand they're wanting to pursue a tight end. They're also wanting to get another wide receiver, and they still want a veteran running back to go with the 2 guys that are going to be sophomores next year. Also, what I keep hearing, and I keep hearing this from all the sources that I follow, is that there could definitely be some surprises. There could even be some players that are participating in the college football playoffs, as I think they get like a 5-day window after the playoffs are over. So they will be a part of the portal action at that time. So anyway, that's what I know. That I wanted to get my arms wrapped around it, but obviously we're doing very well. I don't know if I want to go throwing around. We're number 1 in the portal, but we are obviously doing very, very well, and we are very, very active. And so it's going to be a lot of fun to keep up with it in the days ahead. Good night, everybody. I'm going to get some sleep.